Good morning. Welcome back. I think you all know I'd rather hoped you'd have been pushing past and bundling yourselves into your seats in chapel in person, but sadly that isn't to be. As it is, behind me I've got Mr. Clements playing the organ. He's always practicing. You probably didn't know that, but there he is again. And we hope we'd have some clarity on whether we could return after half term. I think the way things are working out, it seems that it's going to be very difficult for boarding schools to resume, but I'm still hopeful, and I hope that we may get some clarity from the powers that be in the coming weeks. If we do get some good news, I promise that you will be the first to know. And so here we are, back for the second term. But there's some great things that happened in the first half that I want to be able to applaud you for. One thing I take great joy in doing, as you know, is torturing Mr. Cooper with giving out commendation certificates on a Monday morning, enjoying seeing him get into a flap and go red-faced. That isn't going to be possible today, and the Pollies have rescued him, we know, in recent times. But we do want to commend those of you who have done brilliant academic work this past half term. And remember always, the thing we commend is the attitude to learning, because it's the one thing we all have complete control of. What effort do we put in? How hard do we work? Do we choose to go the extra mile? That really does deserve huge commendation. So over the course of the next few minutes, I want to reflect the great work that's been done by those of you in the fourth form, lower fifth and lower sixth over the past few weeks. Who's been particularly impressive in the lower fifth? Well, with perfect fours, that's in every single subject. Well done, Amalan Muzassarov in West Bank. That's terrific news. Altair Kurban, also commended. Phoebe Wilkinson, one of only 5 people to get full marks in her physics lower fifth exam, something I could never have thought to have managed to achieve at school. Well done, Yishi Zhang. Well done, Katie Wraith. And Katie, you're also the most improved in your year, so you can take real comfort in the fact you've featured right at the top in both those things. Well done to Alice Clark and Sienna Martin. Well done, Eliza Sexton, Kate McCallum. And finally, the last person commended in the lower fifth. Well done to Caitlin McKenzie of Newhouse. Well, fourth form. You've been getting your heads down. You've been working really hard during the course of that first half term. So I thought I'd come into one of the school's deepest seats of learning to shoot your commendations for you. And as I look at what people have done, I can see that 5 of you in that year have scored perfect fours. That's really a significant achievement. Every single one of your teacher, you 5, thinks that you have worked as hard and as brilliantly as you possibly could. So well done to Maddie Barnes of Samworth. Well done to Matthew Way of West Bank. Well done to Simon He of Lawnhouse. Well done to Thomas Jackson of Schoolhouse. And well done to Hugh Heath of Schoolhouse. Great work there. All 5 of you pulling out perfect fours. But others are commended too, and please don't think just because you haven't got perfect fours you haven't done brilliantly, because you have Jeremy Sy and Natalie Birmingham and Oliver Clements and Yutong Sue and James Lilly and Atavia Elliott. And who's the most improved in the year? Well, it's you, Lucas Butler of Schoolhouse. What a great effort on your part. Keep it up, all of you. I know you've got 4 more weeks of working online, but you've done a tremendous job. Your teachers speak so highly of you and your efforts. And see it through, and let's get a whole different set of names up there when we next go through the commendations. But congratulations to those of you in the fourth form who've done so well and really stood out in that first half of term. So lower sixth, well, I tell you what's really interesting about your commendations, Lodge, is that you have half of them. What does that say about the Lodge's work ethic and commitment? Well, I think it can only say good things. 4 of you have managed to pull out perfect fours. Well done, Phoebe Botwood. Well done, Anna Nora. Well done, Emma von Falkenhausen. Well done, Juliet Ball. All from the Lodge, all with perfect fours. Well done, Yilong Chen. Well done, Laura Scott. Well done, Olivia Clark. Well done, Jessica Ding and Vivian Wang. Well done, Daniel Livermore. Well done, Lucy Sexton. And well done, Carmen Perez-Perra. I tell you what, gentlemen, you've got a lot of catching up to do, given that just about everybody I read there, I think, came from one of our girls' houses. However, our most improved performer is indeed a male, and well done from Farley Finn Forgrave. I imagine you've really been enjoying lockdown because all the hairdressers are closed. Well done, lower sixth. Great work. One of the lovely things we do when we do commendation assemblies is Mr. Cooper has instituted this tradition of giving out a gold pen for a superior piece of work that somebody has produced during the term. These are exceptional pieces where the person has gone way beyond the call of duty and produced work of a quality far beyond that which would be expected at that particular stage of their career. And we've 3 to award from the last half. And the first goes to Imogen Pollard of Samworth. Imogen, you won your gold pen from the Geography Department for a recent essay on volcanic eruptions. Mr. Davis read it, he says, and I quote him directly, with genuine disbelief that it was written by an upper fifth pupil, nailing as it did the concepts of vulnerability, the risk equation, and spatial and temporal variations on impacts. Well done, Imogen. I'm not sure what any of that means, but it sounds to me like you really did, and you really impressed the Geography Department. Also, well done to Millie Wood of Johnson's, awarded by the PRS department for an outstanding essay on the application of Kant's categorical imperative to business ethics. Mr. Hegarty, I'll quote him too, he said, the level of scholarship and depth was akin to undergraduate work. And Millie, having had the pleasure of marking your recent lower sixth exam, I can tell you that I know you are producing brilliant work at this stage, so well done to you. And lastly, from Newhouse, Yu Tong Su, awarded by the Maths Department for both your consistently impressive solutions in the weekly Maths Department Challenge, but most importantly for your performance in the UK Maths Trust Intermediate Maths Challenge, where you were awarded Best in School with a score that we think was among the highest ever seen by an Uppinghamian. So well done to you, Yu Tung, and well done to all three of you for that great work you produced last half term. So here we are, at the start of the second half of the summer term, probably beginning it in a way that we hoped we wouldn't. I know how many of you want to get back here. I know how many of you want to see your friends, be part of the houses and the sport, and to have lessons with your teachers in 3 dimensions. That hasn't been possible, but I know we'll make the most of what lies ahead. One really important thing that lies ahead, it's a real pleasure and a privilege to be part of each year, is our selection of next year's Pollies and House Captains. I said before half term how important you will be in taking the school forward next year, and you know I really, really mean that. And of course, you've had an email from Mrs. Tremlett, my PA, letting you know on Friday that tomorrow morning, Tuesday, I will be speaking to you all and beginning the process and inviting you all to apply. We will make sure that the process is just as robust online as it was last year, and each of you will have those interviews that we really enjoy, those of us lucky enough to be able to take part in them. It's such a privilege hearing what you stand for, what you see as important at Uppingham, and the way in which you can drive our school forward. So exciting times lie ahead as far as we're concerned in making those choices, and I hope you will all, as ever, throw yourself into that process and make the most of the fact that we as a school rely so much on our students leading us and shaping the direction in which we travel. So, it'll be heads down again, I'm afraid, in front of a screen for the next 4 weeks. We've done it so well here. We've tried so hard to be as innovative and creative as we can with our learning online, and you have participated brilliantly in making that happen. It looks like the next 4 weeks will be spent in that way as well. But we'll give it our best, because as we know, whenever an obstacle or a challenge is put in front of us, the mark of our community is how we rise to it, and rise to it we will again. So have a brilliant half term. Have a great week this week, and let's get going, get our heads down, and make the most of what lies ahead.